Look at me. Well, you cannot see my face. But I want you to listen to my voice. Do I sound unsure? Do I sound weak? Do I sound like a man who is asking for permission? No. You hear authority. You hear certainty. You hear the frequency of wealth. But let me tell you a secret. I was not always this voice. 10 years ago, I was a ghost. I was invisible. I was the man you walked past on the street and didn't even notice. I was the guy sitting in the back of the class, afraid to raise his hand. I said, "Yes, sir," to a boss who was half as smart as me. I was drowning in debt. I was suffocating in mediocrity. My bank account was a joke. My relationships were a mess. My future looked like a dark tunnel with no light at the end. Today, I am going to tell you my story. Not to brag. I don't need to impress you. I am already rich. I am telling you this story because you need to know that the success formula is not a theory. It is a weapon, and I used this weapon to kill the loser inside me. Let's go back to the beginning. I was born into a typical middle-class Indian family. You know the story. It is your story too. Study hard. Get good marks. Become an engineer or a doctor. Get a safe government job. Get married. Die. That was the script given to me at birth. And I followed the script perfectly. I studied until my eyes burned. I memorized textbooks that meant nothing to me. I got the degree. I got the job. And then, reality hit me like a truck. I realized that the script was a lie. I was working 12 hours a day to build someone else's dream. I traded my life for a paycheck that barely covered my bills. I took the crowded local train, sweating, pushed by thousands of tired people. I was waiting for the weekend just to feel alive for 48 hours. Is this it? Is this what life is supposed to be? Is this what I was born for? To be a cog in a machine? I remember one specific night. It was 2 a.m. I was sitting in my small, rented room in a city that didn't care about me. The room was hot. I looked at my laptop screen. I logged into my bank account. I stared at the number. 3 digits. That was my net worth. Years of hard work, and I had nothing to show for it. I felt a pain in my chest. It was the pain of wasted potential. The pain of knowing that I was failing my parents. I was failing my future family. I was failing myself. I looked in the mirror that night. And I hated what I saw. I saw a coward. I saw a victim. I saw a man who was afraid to live. That night, I made a choice. I had 2 options. Option A: accept my fate, live a small life, and die with regret. Option B: burn the script and write a new one. I chose option B, but choosing is easy. Doing is hard. The transformation did not happen overnight. It was a war against the world and myself. The first thing I did was I went into what I call the dark mode. I disappeared. I stopped going to parties. I stopped watching movies. I stopped hanging out with friends who had no ambition. I stopped celebrating festivals. For 2 years, I became a monk. My friends called me. "Where are you? Are you angry with us? You have become arrogant." It hurt. It hurt to be misunderstood. It hurt to be lonely. But I knew that if I wanted to live like the top 1%, I could not do what the 99% were doing. The 99% were partying. I was studying. The 99% were sleeping. I was working. I became obsessed with the science of success. I read every book on psychology, economics, marketing, and neuroscience. I devoured them. I studied the lives of billionaires like a detective. I wanted to know how they thought, how they viewed money, and I started to see patterns. I saw the thermostat concept we talked about in episode 1. I realized my financial thermostat was set to survival mode, so I had to hack my brain to reset it to abundance mode. I saw the Algebra of Wealth from episode 3. I realized I was only focusing on income. I was trading time for money. That is a losing game. So I started building systems. I looked for leverage. I understood that money is earned by solving problems at scale. I saw the elephant rope from episode 5. I realized I was tied down by beliefs from my childhood. Money is evil. Rich people are thieves. I had to cut those ropes. It was painful. Rewiring your brain is physically painful. Your old self fights back. Just relax. Just watch Netflix. Every morning, when the alarm went off at 4 a.m., it was a battle. My body wanted to stay in bed. But my vision pulled me out. I failed. Oh, God, I failed so many times. I started a business, and it crashed. I lost money I didn't even have. People laughed at me. I heard their whispers. Look at him, trying to be a hero. He should have just kept his job. Those words cut like knives. There were nights I wanted to quit. I wanted to go back to the safety of the herd. But I kept going. Why? Because I knew the formula. I knew that failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Failure is just data. I collected the data. I adjusted the formula. I tried again. And again. And then, it happened. The breakthrough. It was a slow, steady rise. My system started to work. My investments started to compound. My income didn't just grow, it multiplied. I went from struggling to pay rent to buying the building. I went from taking the bus to driving cars. I used to have as wallpapers on my phone. But the money was just a byproduct. The real transformation was in my mind. I walked differently. I talked differently. When I entered a room, the energy changed. People started listening to me. I was no longer the ghost. I was the force. I remember meeting one of my old friends years later. The same friend who told me to relax. He looked at me with shock. He said, "You are so lucky." I smiled. He didn't see the 4 a.m. mornings. He didn't see the lonely Friday nights. He didn't see the books. He didn't see the risk. He only saw the result. They call it luck. I call it the formula. This is what I want for you. I am not special. I do not have a higher IQ than you. I do not have rich parents. I just have the formula. And I have the discipline to follow it. Most people are looking for a magic pill. They want to get rich quick. That does not exist. Stop looking for it. I created this channel, Success Formula, for one reason. To give you the map that I had to draw for myself in the dark. I stumbled for years to find these truths. I am giving them to you on a silver platter. I am giving you the codes to the safe. The thermostat. Brain plasticity. The algebra of wealth. First-class habits. Relationship detox. These are not just video titles. These are the bricks I used to build my castle. And now, I am handing you the bricks. What are you going to do with them? Are you going to stare at them? Or are you going to build? I want you to look at your hands right now. Look at them. These hands have the power to shape reality. These hands can build an empire, or they can beg for scraps. The choice is yours. But let me warn you. The clock is ticking. Time is the one thing you cannot earn back. You can earn back money. But you cannot earn back time. Every second you spend doubting yourself is a second wasted. Every day you spend in fear is a day stolen from your future. I wasted years being afraid. I wasted years waiting for the right time. There is only now. Start now. Not tomorrow. Now. You have the blueprint. You have the mentor. You have the science. What are you waiting for? Permission? I give you permission. I give you permission to be rich. I give you permission to be powerful. I give you permission to leave the herd and become a lion. My story is written. The ink is dry. I have won my war. But your story is still being written. The pen is in your hand. The page is blank. What will you write? Will you write a tragedy? Here lies a man who lived a safe life, followed the rules and died with regret. Or will you write a legend? Here lies a man who conquered himself, broke the chains and conquered the world. Make it a legend. Make it a masterpiece. I believe in you, even if no one else does. I believe in you because I was you. I see myself in your struggle. I see myself in your hunger. I see the fire in your eyes that everyone else ignores. And I know that if you follow the formula, you will meet me at the top. The view here is beautiful. It is peaceful, but it is lonely without you. Climb up. The rope is waiting. Grab it. Pull yourself up, step by step, brick by brick. Ignore the noise. Focus on the signal. This is the success formula. My name is the voice in your head telling you to be great. And I am your mentor. Now, wipe your tears. Stand up straight. And get back to work.